Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. I've been listening to well, it was a podcast. I don't recall the name of it, but it was talking about, well, the title of it was something like the people, well, in fact, I'm going to go look it up. Just give me one moment here. It was talking about people that don't have souls, and I've described narcissists as that. Um, because there are ones in these times that are meant to be destroyed. Now, if that's physically, I'm not sure, you know. But nine signs of soulless beings. Find the soulless in your family. And it's by Awakening Wisdom. Well, that got me to thinking, I started watching it, or I watched, yeah, I did watch it. It's 15 minutes long. And I had my suspicions that what they, how to spot these people in your family, got me to thinking, well, they're probably talking about narcissists. I got on there, and sure enough, then I started thinking, how about the people, like, say you got little Miss Muffet, Muppet or whatever going to church, um, praying for everybody. I mean, there's nothing wrong with praying for people, don't get me wrong, but I mean, if you have these people in your lives that don't exhibit like compassion or respecting other people and their boundaries, or if they laugh at other people's failures, or the type of jealousy type of things that we run across with these type of people. And so you have your certain people that will say, well, they're just lost, pray for them. And then you have people like us that have lived around that type of stuff, and we're like, no, they don't have any souls. They're narcissists. So what makes the two different people on this planet? I'm thinking, is that little old lady, or my age, whatever, this older woman going into that church and praying for these people because she really gives, or is it because she's actually narcissistic too and just pretending that she's not? And that's what I believe. I'm not saying that if you're older and you pray for people or whatever, that you're definitely a narcissist, but to me, it's a huge sign of it, because these people, and it's not just people that go into church, it's various people that we run across. But there still is two types of people on this planet: ones that walk with a conscience and have empathy, and ones that don't, you know. So I've just been thinking about that also. Excuse me one moment. I cleaned out my subscription somewhat. I was listening to a lot of like motivational and joker type stuff, like alpha psyche, and couple other ones that I listened to that, um but I had quite a few of them on there for a while. um and a lot of them got to be just talking about not so much motivational stuff, but more like anger inducing and inspiring. And yeah, that's good in a sense, if you're kind of a passive person and you have to learn how to put up boundaries and say no to protect yourself and those types of things, I can understand that. But I don't walk around on a daily basis just angry. Although I have anger towards people that I will not let that anger slide, because for me to forget how dangerous these people are to me would be putting myself in danger. And so just pretending that we live in a world that you may think that most people have good intentions, I believe most people do not have good intentions. Most people do not. That's my belief. I think, and I've heard Doug say, well, most people have good intentions. He might have changed his mind, but he used to say that. I've said it in the past. I used to believe most people had our better interest as another person on this planet, at heart, that they believed, or that we could trust that our safety in the hands of other people, but that's just not the case. It would be dangerous and foolish for me to, I mean, I can forgive them and I can even not be mad, but I'm still angry. And that's why I don't let that anger go. It's not, I won't let it slide, because there's, number one, way too much of it on this planet. And the second thing is, like I say, um, the forgiveness in itself puts my spirit in a position of being pummeled again. And I'm just not going to do that. I don't forgive them. Um, I used to want to, and some days is easier than others, but entirely, no, I'm not going to, because like I say, just pretending that they're going to be okay someday is putting me in danger. It's foolish, because when somebody just shows you over and over again that your feelings cannot be trusted with them, and maybe your physical being is in danger too, that's where I draw the line. It's like, well, no, I'm going to stay mad, or angry is a better word. My adopted dad had a good saying: only dogs get mad, people get angry. And I could see the difference. Like a dog's gonna fight on a whim, like if it's a territorial thing or a thing about breeding, or like if there's two male dogs and one female, there's probably gonna be a fight, you know. So yeah. So that's what I was thinking about today. It's not, I wanted to make it clear that, excuse me, clear out there first, right? I wanted to make it clear that I don't wake up angry. I'm not anticipating fighting in my life. Um, but I'm always ready. I am, like some of you know, quite skilled martial artist. I started in judo, and it progressed into many others. And yeah, I'm skilled. And that's where a lot of my fearlessness comes from. But I took self-defense to defend myself, not to offend. But that doesn't mean that's always going to be the case. But, being all riled up every day isn't really good for us. We have to remember to smile, even if we have to force it. It's going to create those happy endorphins within us that we need to function. It keeps our immune system healthy and our bodies, and It really does. So, yeah. So, I mean, you'll hear me like probably chewing somebody out and laughing at the same time. That really is a lot of my personality right there. Like I say, I don't wake up angry. I don't go into my days looking for somebody to combat, even though I am combative. I still want you to know and I want to show the best parts of my nature, not necessarily just the mean or angry parts, because like I've had an open invitation out here for many years for people to come and spar with me. And if you don't like me, or if you like me, or if you want to actually even learn something, you know. But you got these people out here that are spouting like, oh, they want to do this and they're going to kick the doors down and this, that, and the next thing. And yeah, okay. But some of these people don't even have a face, they don't have a name. So you're challenging the whole world to a fake fight because how do I know you're not someone I mean, okay, I know somebody that's got dwarfism. So I'll just say, how do I know you're not a dwarf? Although, yeah, one of the persons I knew that was a dwarf was a mini cowboy, and he had a mini horse too. Great big truck. He had to put blocks on the gas pedal and the um, clutch and the brake because he couldn't reach them, you know. But this dude and he owned a ranch. He had his own cattle and horses and whatever. I mean, a super hard worker and an excellent ranch hand. So, I mean, I'm not dissing on dwarfs, don't get me wrong. Or a midget. How do I know I got a cat named Midget or Midgie? How do I know you're not a midget sitting behind there challenging my 36-inch legs? You know, you could have like 17-inch legs and think you're going to combat me. I mean, you might give it a pretty good go, maybe. I don't think so, but boop, you know, but whatever. But I mean, these people are out there and they got these, you know, no face, no real voice, and they're challenging the world. Look, I'm a old skilled woman that'll beat you down, and here I am. I live in Pine City. What do you say? What do you got to say? Because the littlest person can poke holes in the biggest person on this planet. There's always a way to combat somebody. So I wouldn't be too bold. Well, go ahead if you want to. If you're actually that skilled, bring it on. You know, unless you actually like me and you do not want to combat, that's okay too. But I have ran across a lot of younger people that want to try and take their aches and pains that they've had from their parents out on me. I will fucking beat your ass for that shit. I have an open invitation and door anytime. We'll have a cup of coffee, then we'll go out in my yard and you can try and take your animosity out on me. How's that? So, and my shoulders are 44 inches. I am not tiny. I'm well proportioned and physically fit like you would not believe. So bring it on. And quick and self assured. Like I said, very skilled. So I'm not out here covering my face or my feelings. I'm not out here because I don't like my sons. I'm not out here treating every youngster on this planet like trash just because I know ones that age that are. I'm not treating you like that because everybody is different. So, anyway. That's probably about enough for today. I just want to make it really clear that my whole day isn't comprised of thoughts of combat or anger towards the world or other people or people, even people I distinctly dislike with a fucking passion, you know. But no, so that's not what I'm all about at all. At least be brave enough if you're going to challenge people and insult people. Be brave enough to show who you are. Yeah, right. Okay, whatever. And if you want to take offense and you're still angry at somebody that never did anything to you, that's where you're going to get me going for real. So think about that, people. You're all so brave out here when you don't have a face and a name or a location. Tell me all that stuff. Go for it, brave hearts. All right. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.